Hello Scrapbookers, this is Allison Gaiman from Scrapbooks by Allison on Etsy.com, and here's a little layout that I'd like to show you guys. I had some fun with this, making a traditional double page spread using Project Life style cards. So I got this set with lots of really nice boy themed cards that would fit into your Project Life style page protectors, and they're really good for probably an older boy, teenage boy, and I liked the colors too. So this is the layout we'll be making today. It does not look like Project Life, but I used all of those cards in this layout. So here we go, let's get started. Well, I'll show you some of this stuff up close. Okay, so first I'm going to show you my supplies. I have several of these cards and photo mats that I cut myself. So I'm just going to duplicate the layout that I have already done. I'm going to just duplicate it exactly. So we're using these 4x6 photo mats. I'm going to put them down here just as I'm just sort of pretending that it's just patterned paper. Then we'll put the next one up here. And I'm just looking at my other layout right now to guide me. And using two of these just to look like a strip or a panel of paper. Then I have these other two. One of them I'm going to cut in half. It's going to look something like this. This part is all going to be covered by a photo mat, so that doesn't matter. Okay, one of our embellishments is going to be punched from this Love and Life journaling card here, and I'm just using this, don't know what you call that. I call it a badge or an award, and it's 2 1/4 inches wide, and so it's going to fit pretty closely around this pre-printed journaling card. So I will then take my chestnut roan ink pad and just ink around the edges like this, just to get rid of those little white tips on the end. And the layout would be really cute if you would ink the edges of all of these little tags, but it just takes longer to do that, and for the sake of time I'll just do it this way. Now I'm just placing the layout together. I'm looking at the one that I already made earlier today, and I'm just going to duplicate it exactly. So here's the card. This is awesome. And I'll just trim it out a little bit. And then I'm going to take the corner rounder from We Are Memory Keepers and clip those corners. I love this tool, by the way. I don't work for Memory Keepers. We Are Memory Keepers, but this thing is awesome. This is awesome. That's funny. Kind of. Okay, and then another of the journaling cards was like this. It was like looked like the front of a notebook, and I just clipped out that word there. So, and you'll notice I'm not wasting any of these little extras. I'm going to use this piece on one of the, behind one of the pieces right here. And I will use this one down here. Now these little photo mats are 3 3/4 inches wide. And I like to have them that big because if you do them 4 inches wide and 4 inches tall, then you end up, it fills the whole length across. So this way you can have them with a little bit of room in between, and you still get it's still a good size for a photo. Now I'm just going to loosely place these here for now, and I'll glue them later. But I'm just showing you how the layout is going to proceed. And then the other photo mats are 4x6, 4x4, 4x6, and 4x6. Okay, so that's the basic parts of it there. And I'm going to get one of these other journaling boxes, and I'll cut it down a little bit to make some small banners. And I'm just freehanding this. Here's a good way I learned from Jennifer McGuire to do a little pennant shape. You cut in the middle, and then you cut up from each end, from each corner to the point. And that way you can usually get a pretty centered and pretty even pennant shape. So that goes there. The other one will go at the top. I like to turn it on the back just so I don't want to be, these are kind of off center, so I don't want to be misled by those. This one goes up here. Clean up my mess a little bit. Okay. And then we have another little pennant I wanted to create over here. Now this is a technique that I have seen other scrapbookers doing. I'm not really sure who came up with it. But it's a way to make these little, I call them chevron shapes or arrow shapes. You just get a rectangle of paper, and then you will take a square punch, or you could do a hexagon punch, anything with two straight sides, and you put it inside at an angle, and you're trying to cut it straight. Okay, now there's my first pennant, but I want to make several of these chevron shapes, so I will put it down again a little bit further and punch again, and there's a nice little shape. And I'll do that again all the way down so that I can get several of these shapes. And they're not perfect, but for me it's close enough. Now I'm getting a little bit short. That's going to be tricky. Forget it. I'll cut another piece of the orange paper. So see, we have these to put just for another little element. For me, it's quite a bit harder to do pages for boys or men because there's so many things that you can't do, or your boys would think that the pages look too girly, you know. My son would be aghast if I did anything pink or any hearts on his pages. Okay, so I made a few more of those in that same manner, these chevron shapes. Then I take these extras here that I have, and see, they're already corner rounded for Project Life. So I'm just going to tuck those behind there just to give it a little bit more depth. Okay, then I'll take some of the blue paper and punch some stars from it. I punched 3 blue stars with this medium punch by Fiskars. I love these punches by Fiskars. They are so easy to use. I have them in most styles. And I'll just place these stars in various places around the layout. And here's one more journaling box, date, who, where, notes. This will all look much better later. Okay, and then I also punched several stars, smaller size stars from this yellowish gold. Got 4. Okay, you see how quickly that came together? I just have to line everything up a little bit better. And I'm going to cut some more chevrons in the manner that I showed you. I'll make these a little bit smaller from a smaller piece of a smaller width. Again, they're not perfect, but it's something. It's kind of fun, this shape. And I'll be back with you after I've done that. Alright, now that we have all of those pieces adhered, I'll show you what I did to make it a little bit extra special. A few of these I added foam squares underneath to give them a little raised effect. I'm going to, on all the blue stars, I'm going to add glossy accents, and this is another product that I love. It just adds so much to your layouts. So it's just a clear glaze, and it has a fine tip, so you can just basically color over some of the areas of your scrapbook page, and it makes them have a raised epoxy finish. It's really pretty and shiny, and it really gathers attention, and I think it makes your pages look like, probably like you spent more money on embellishments than you did in these pages, because when you buy epoxy embellishments, they're pretty expensive, and this is the way to get the look by just doing it yourself. It takes longer, but it's fun. Now I'll add a few more embellishments with this Pico embellisher. It's a new product that I really love, and it just makes nice little dots. They look almost like brads. I'm kind of worried about air bubbles, so I'll tap it a few times, and then I'll start it to make sure the color is all consistent throughout there. So now I just go through and I add some of these dots everywhere, and I try to do a large, a medium, and a small, and trying to do it in a random pattern, which is not so easy for me. Various sizes in various places on the layout just kind of draws your eye, and it kind of has the effect of splatters of paint or some of the mists. I really like to use those mists as well, and it gives another layer. And it does dry really nicely. It looks similar to what a brad looks like. And if you have any other spots that you just want to draw attention to, go ahead and do that to your heart's content. Okay, I think we are pretty much done with this. And so there we are. That's what the final layout looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed working with me today. It's always more fun to scrapbook with friends and not alone. And I do have layouts like this on my Etsy shop at Scrapbooks by Allison. And I would love to have you come visit me there. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.